Hi, I'm sorry it has taken this long for us to have a podcast. The reason why is because my life has been very, very busy. I'm studying Korean, I'm taking another course, and juggling a 9 to 5 job, and writing a novel. Like life has been very, very, very. How like there's no better way to. Like it was so very hard for me, but we moved on. So that's life, I guess. Recall it's four series, four books, yeah, four books. It's a series, and each and every single one of the books were all very, very interesting. Uh, the first book is called A Rogue by Any Other Name, and here we'll meet the first of the the is it the quartet? Yeah, it's the quartet, I should call them. The first of the quartet. We meet Born, the Marquess of Born, right? And he and his future bride Penelope. Anyway, she's not his future bride. He actually kidnaps her and then marries her. Which I will not tell you why he had to kidnap her and marry her, because I think that would actually like spoil it. But like, I just want you to know that, you see, in the first three books, you keep hearing one constant name: Chase, 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 Chase. And I know you'll be thinking, oh, maybe Chase is a man. Mhm. Chase is not a man at all in any way. So like, sh- she's the woman, and they're like really, really close, but not really close like that. But she's like the last in the quartet, and she is the final owner of. They own a club together called Pandemonium, and the club they own per se. Okay, let's start like this. It's been a while since I've done the podcast, so don't be offended by the way the way the podcast is going, right? Yeah. So basically, I told you that there are four of them, right? Yeah, three guys, one girl, one woman, not a girl. Okay, still a girl. Okay, she's still a girl. Anyway, so we have Born, we have Cross, we have Temple. These are the guys. Then we have Chase. She goes by Chase, but that's not her name. I will leave her name up to you to find out. But and I'm using like their titles and the names they go by, not their actual names, because it's up to you to read and find out their actual names and why they chose these other names for themselves, like these studio names for themselves. And a very wonderful read, one you won't regret. So I think in the first book, one of the things that I really loved about Bon and Penelope is went from a childhood friend to they didn't meet again until they were adults, and it went from a whole stranger to lovers kind of thing. They get married as strangers and then they fall in love and all of that. And overall, their books was really, really good. Very, very, very nice. I think one of the parts that stood out to me was where they had this fight over. She was like, she didn't know what he liked, and he was like, oh well, I'm just gonna like what you like. And she was like, no, you have to have something you like yourself. And it was a whole big, rowdy fight over it. Anyway, it was very, very interesting. And that's not to say that Bon was not a very big loudmouth gossip. He liked to put his mouth into the others' affairs, but it was really cool. Yeah. So that's for Penelope and Born. So their book is called A Rogue by Any Other Name. The second couple, One Good Earl Deserves a Lover. It's Penelope's sister Philippa and Cross. Philippa decides she's supposed to get married to another guy, right? Yeah, but Philippa's like, oh, I cannot get married without knowing what love not what love is like, what sex really is all about. And so she decides she needs to enlist someone in her little plan for ruination per se. That was the plan. That was the name of the plan anyway. So, and she tries to enlist Cross. He doesn't want to at first, but then he does at the end of the day. Their story was also very, very cute. Like, really, really cute. I really loved it. She also got Cross out of a very terrible situation. And one of the reasons why I really resonated with Philippa was because she was a nerdy type of person. She preferred books and science to people generally. So Philippa was a very, very cool and wonderful person. You'd really love her book. So their book is called One Good Earl Deserves a Lover, right? Yeah. And then the third one of my favorites ever, No Good Duke Goes Unpunished, right? This is between the third guy, Tempo, and Mara. And why their own is so wonderful is because Mara was supposed to be married off to Temple's father, right? Yeah. And she decides she's going to run away. But she wanted it to look like as if she slept with Temple and she couldn't bear the shame, and then she ran away. But so she drugs Temple, right? Yeah. And then puts him on the bed. But then again, you see, she had a problem. She wanted to make it look like she was ruined, and that's why she ran away. And she had heard that apparently the first time you have sex, there's going to be blood. But she didn't find out or research just how much blood was needed for such a thing. Anyway, she ends up throwing like a whole full big bucket of blood, pig's blood to be precise, on the bed. And Temple wakes up. When he wakes up from like the sedative she gave him and everything, when she wakes up, she finds out that when he wakes up, he finds out that there's blood on the bed, there's blood on his clothes and everything, like way too much blood. So now him and the other servants in the house who came around, like when he woke up, they're like, you've murdered this girl, you've killed her, and you can't probably remember because you were drunk or something. So now he's got this huge stain on his name now that he's a murderer. But it cannot be proven because there's no body, right? Yeah. So there's no body, so they can't exactly prove that he killed her. And he keeps insisting, I didn't do anything to her. I remember, like we're kissing and then I cannot remember any other thing, but I definitely did not kill her. And meanwhile, Mara's taking off she don't give a fuck. She's gone. And even though later on she finds out that, they think she's dead, she doesn't come back to rectify the situation. She just moves on with her life like nothing happened. Anyway, so like their story is the cutest because he ends up finding her, and then she has to try to repair his ruined reputation. She has to try to repair it. So like that was what their story centered around. But it was cute and it was lovely, and it was a very good story because not only did she poison him, should I say, yeah, it's poisoning, because whether you sedate them or not, it's still poisoning. She didn't poison him just once anyway. She poisoned him like twice. And the twice was like, the second time was like after he found her again. She successfully poisoned him the second time. Anyway, you will love their book as well. So No Good Duke Goes Unpunished. And then for the final book, Never Judge a Lady by Her Cover. This is Chase's story. And I'm not going to say much about Chase's story because Chase was very much involved in matchmaking the three guys. Yeah, she was very much involved in matchmaking Born, in matchmaking Cross, and in matchmaking Temple, and it was so wonderful. So I'm not going to ruin her story for you. Like, her story was like, it was sad at first and then ends on a happy note, but you really love her story. So it's one hell of a series that you would really, really, really love to read. So like I said, it's a whole series with just 4 books, right? And the books are like under 500 pages each, so you shouldn't have a hard time reading it. And Sarah Maclean really knows how to draw her. She really knows how to draw her readers in, and you start the book and then you cannot drop it because it's so amazing and it's so beautiful. And she builds this world where you understand each of the characters and where they're coming from, and it's so amazing. Sarah Maclean is a really, really good writer, a very wonderful writer. So anyway, Sarah Maclean series, The Rules of Scoundrels, and like I said, books by name, A Rogue by Any Other Name. That's the first book. The second book is called One Good Earl Deserves a Lover. The third book is called No Good Duke Goes Unpunished. And the final book is called Never Judge a Lady by Her Cover. So you can check them out and do leave your reviews and all of that. I would very much appreciate it. Anyway, this should be like the first in a series, I think. So I'm just going to, this is a new year anyway, so I'm just going to say, like, this is a filler episode. I'd have a full episode up very soon, but it won't be on books. It'll be the first episode that won't be based on books. For the first time, we won't be talking about books. We'll be talking a different topic entirely. So I do hope you'll take a listen, and I do hope you'll love it. So just use this one as a filler episode, and I'm really sorry that I wasn't constant. I will try to be constant from now on. Anyway, we are back. So Sarah's Room is back. Let's have fun this year. And we'll see each other next time. Till then, have a wonderful week ahead.